Donald Trump is at it again. This time, he's attacking a core principle of American citizenship, and doing it with lies so big, it's hard to believe anyone would say it out loud. In a post on Truth Social, Trump claimed that the United States is the only country in the world that grants birthright citizenship. That is completely false. In reality, dozens of countries offer birthright citizenship, and America's version of it is rooted in the Constitution, written into law to correct one of the darkest chapters in our history. So today, we're breaking it down, the truth about birthright citizenship, the history behind it, why Trump is trying to dismantle it, and what's really at stake if he succeeds. Trump's claim. Let's start with what Trump actually said. The United States of America is the only country in the world that does this. For what reason, nobody knows. Wrong. That statement is not only misleading, it's historically and factually inaccurate. According to the CIA World Factbook and the Library of Congress, about 30 countries around the world offer unconditional birthright citizenship, including Canada, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, and Pakistan, just to name a few. What is birthright citizenship? This principle is known as just soli, Latin for right of the soil. It means that if you are born in a country's territory, you're a citizen of that country. This contrasts with just sanguinis, or the right of blood, which bases citizenship on ancestry. In other words, you inherit from your parents, regardless of where you're born. The United States follows just soli, and has since 1868, when the 14th Amendment was added to the Constitution. The very first sentence of that amendment, known as the Citizenship Clause, says, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States." That clause was added after the Civil War to make sure that formerly enslaved people were granted full citizenship. So this isn't just legal policy. It's a post-slavery guarantee of civil rights. It's woven into our national DNA. The real history, before the 14th Amendment, the Dred Scott decision of 1857 ruled that black people, whether free or enslaved, could not be citizens of the United States. The 14th Amendment was written specifically to overturn that injustice, to ensure that citizenship would never again be denied based on race or heritage. So when Trump tries to erase birthright citizenship with an executive order, he's not just targeting immigrants. He's chipping away at the very foundation of post-slavery civil rights. Trump's executive order. On January 20th, Trump's first day back in office, he signed an executive order that would deny citizenship to children born in the U.S. if their parents were in the country illegally or only temporarily. This has been immediately challenged in court and is currently blocked nationwide by injunctions from federal judges. And here's a crucial point. The Supreme Court is not currently ruling on whether the executive order is constitutional. They're only looking at whether judges even have the power to issue these nationwide injunctions. But the message is clear. Trump is laying the groundwork to erase birthright citizenship, one legal battle at a time. The 1898 ruling that still stands. The Supreme Court already ruled on this issue over 120 years ago. In United States versus Wong Kim Ark, 1898, the court held that any child born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' immigration status, is a U.S. citizen. There are only a few narrow exceptions. Children of diplomats, foreign enemies during wartime, or people not subject to U.S. jurisdiction. That's it. Trump's order tries to sidestep that decision. But legally, that precedent still stands. The bigger picture, this isn't just about birthright citizenship. It's about immigration. It's about who gets to belong in this country. It's about rewriting the narrative of America itself, one that's always included immigrants, children of immigrants, and people who weren't born into privilege but found hope and opportunity on American soil. And Trump? He's trying to rewrite that story with fear, falsehoods, and executive power. The expert take. Ilya Salmon, a constitutional law professor at George Mason University, put it bluntly, the statement is pretty obviously wrong. Many countries have birthright citizenship, though in some of them the rules are different from those in the U.S. Translation? Trump is lying, and people know it. Closing, why it matters. If Trump's executive order stands, if the courts let him override constitutional rights by decree, if birthright citizenship disappears, it won't just affect undocumented families. It will open the door to revoking citizenship rights for anyone born under any gray area, whatever that might mean in the future. It would undo the promise of the 14th Amendment and bring us back to a time when citizenship wasn't a birthright, but a privilege granted only to the right people. And that is not the America most of us want to live in. Final call to action. So the next time someone says Trump is just saying the quiet part out loud, remember this. He's not just saying it. He's signing it. He's using power to redefine who get a 1A 1110S to be American and who doesn't. And that's a fight every American needs to pay attention to.